The arts are looked down upon for being unstable careers. Today, we're asking two girls why, despite the stigma, they still want to enter these markets. This is Sofa Talks. Before we get started, let us introduce ourselves.
My name is Miyabi and I'm a junior at Parkhurst High School.
I am Fungvi and I'm a junior in Parkhurst High School.
I'm Jolynn Todd. I'm also a junior at Parkhurst High School.
Wow, we all have something in common.
We're also all wearing pink. So we're doing this for our AP Lang class, and we were asked to make a podcast on something that we could argue about. So today we will be talking about why it is important for high schoolers to be more encouraged to go into the arts. For those of you listening audio only, you can't see it, but we also have these pink fluffy pens.
ASMR on the audio mic.
Yes. Very fluffy. Very nice.
This feels kind of weird.
So Jolynn, what career do you want to pursue in the arts field?
I have always wanted to be a screenwriter since I was in middle school. As I went into high school, I started being very involved in my video classes. Then I decided that there's a lot of fields in video production and filmmaking that I want to do. I also wanted to be a YouTuber. And so I've always just been into that kind of media arts. I also see myself being a movie director or a movie producer, costume designer.
So Miyabi, what career would you like to pursue in the arts field?
I want to be a professional musical theater actor, hopefully on Broadway.
Miyabi, how did you get into acting and singing?
Well, I was really shy as a kid. My mom signed me up for a lot of acting classes that I never took, but I eventually took my first improv class. Music just feels so powerful, especially in musical theater, because, well, it's a famous saying when you feel too much, you sing, and when you feel too much after that, you dance.
Why did you never take those classes?
Because I was shy. That's the only reason. But now I do, so.
I was going to say you don't really seem like much of a shy person anymore.
Well, that's also because of theater. I think theater has really made me feel more comfortable in myself.
This is a question for both of you. What are some fears you have about the future if you're going into a financially unstable career?
I have so many fears. Well, first off, I am very high maintenance, so I need to make a lot of money when I grow up or marry someone that has a lot of money. I'm very high maintenance, so I need money. My plan is to go to a well-known film school. A lot of those schools are connected to jobs right after, and a lot of the film industry is just connections and the people you know, and you can gain a lot of connections based off of the film school you go to. A lot of the instructors at the film schools did work in the film industry. Definitely LA is the place to be. I'm not worried too much about money. I just feel like I can do it. I don't know. I just have never really worried about money. I just feel like I know what I want and I can do it. You gotta believe in yourself.
That's very smart. Any schools in particular?
My dream school for film has always been USC, University of Southern California. They have the best film program in the country.
Do you have any fears?
Yeah, I mostly worry about just not getting booked or not being at the place where I want to. I want to do theater in New York or Chicago. I don't want to do it in Portland. I don't want to do a 9 to 5 with theater on the side. I want to do theater as my main thing.
Have you tried booking any acting jobs?
I'm a young professional at Oregon Children's Theater. So it's kind of like a mini version. We get paid for the shows they do. So I've been in Impulse 15, which is the local improv troupe in Portland for youth. And I've also been in the show Merry Happy Everything, which was a Christmas special of that. And I have gotten paid, so that is very nice.
When did you get into this this Oregon
Children's Theater?
When you get into this Oregon Children's let's cut that out.
Join the YP program.
When did you join the YP program?
I joined last summer. Oh.
For those of us that don't know.
What is YP?
YP stands for Young Professional, and it's part of the Oregon Children's Theater program for youth. It's basically just a program for teens who want to do arts professionally. So it's Young Professional, and they just offer a bunch of classes and opportunities to see shows, and also places to audition to get paid. So you can audition and get in. It is very fun. You have to audition to get in, though. So it's happening every summer. So I got in last summer.
Wow.
Wow. Very impressive.
Did you ever consider any other career besides careers in the arts field?
I thought I wanted to be a marine biologist for a while. I don't think I could do that as a career. It does not sound fun. My dad really wants me to be a mathematician because he likes math.
I thought about being a lawyer because I really enjoyed doing mock trial for the brief time that I was in it. And I'm very excited for AP Gov next year. The whole like jury system is like very interesting, like how evidence is like brought in and like how you prosecute someone. I don't think I have the motivation to do law school.
What would you do if you aren't as successful as you would want to be?
I would cry, honestly, but I don't think that's gonna happen because I am a firm believer in success is like a combination of believing in your abilities and also like working hard towards it. If you know what you want and you know the steps you need to get you there, I think you can accomplish pretty much anything in the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I agree with Jolynn. I think that as long as you're moving forward towards your goal, you will like continually move up in what you want to do. Like if you just like keep going to auditions, you're gonna like land one of them. You just have to like keep going at it. But if I'm not as successful as I want to be, I'll probably be very sad too.
Do you think you can manifest your career?
100%. I believe you can manifest your career. I believe I've manifested everything that I've received in life, and I can go on like a whole tangent about that. It's like what I said, you have to believe and also like take the right steps and initiative towards what you want. Thank you for listening to me and Miyabi, and now we're going to cut to an interview portion of the podcast where we interviewed someone who's actually in a creative art field, and her name is Aubrey Slaughter. So we're going to welcome her in our podcast.
Hi, Aubrey.
Hi, Miyabi. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing good, doing good.
Can you tell us your name and where you are from?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Aubrey, and I am currently living in Sherwood, Oregon.
And what do you do for work?
During the day, I am a operations specialist for a company that sells lab equipment, and then I do theater on the side at night.
Did you go to school for theater primarily?
I did. So I went to school. I have my bachelor's of music, and then I will be going and getting my master's in business. So I kind of have the best of both worlds with those.
So which job do you like better?
I definitely like theater better. I do, as much as I love math. I mean, I never thought that I would say that, but I do. I really enjoy math. Theater has always had my heart and won my heart over. Over here, at least, it has not been good for paying the bills. So I do the daytime job for the bill payment.
If you could do theater full time and if money wasn't an issue, would you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
When did you decide you wanted to become an actor?
And so I loved music growing up. I've been playing violin since I was about 6 or 7 years old. And I started choir when I was 8 and just kind of fell in love with music in general. In 7th grade, I did my first full-blown musical. I was a plate in Beauty and the Beast. And from then on, I knew that that's what I wanted to do.
How did you figure that out to be paying the bills and being an adult, but also doing what you like?
So I was dead set on going to Broadway. And obviously, I am not on Broadway right now. I fell in love and ended up marrying my husband now, and we ended up staying in Oregon near family. And so we've been kind of hanging out here while we figure out what path we want to go down. I visited New York, and as much as I loved it, it's not really a place that I wanted to live. And so I'm kind of in this weird place of loving theater, but not really wanting to live in New York full time. But yeah, for a while, Broadway was my goal, and I would still love to be on Broadway, but I don't see New York being a permanent place for me. It would be cool to go there, do a couple shows, and then come back home.
What are the biggest challenges you have faced in your career?
I think a big thing in the theater career is that your job is 90% of the time being told no. There are thousands of us out there, thousands of theater kids, and it can come down to the silliest things like, oh, this person has brown eyes and this person has blue eyes. Well, we want the person with brown eyes. Or they might be an inch taller than you, or your sound doesn't sound good with the other person. It's such small things that can make those decisions. And so I think that's the most difficult thing, is that you never know when your yes is going to be.
Do you ever feel discouraged because of that?
It takes a long time to to rewire your brain to know that other people's successes are not your failure. It's not always an attack on your talent. It's what they need in that moment, or the director's vision for their goal.
I really loved how you worded that. Just because someone's success doesn't mean it's your failure. What is one piece of advice that you would give to someone starting out in your career?
Everybody has to start somewhere. You have to do your first show. It's probably not going to be in the part you want. Stay humble, stay curious, make sure that you're asking questions, you're learning from other people, and just be a sponge, absorb all the information that you can. And I think the arts have always kind of been a throwaway for people who aren't involved in them. And when the pandemic went into effect, sports went away, but there was still movies and music and TV. So people were turning to the arts to feel that intimacy and to feel that entertainment when a pandemic was going on. That shows just how powerful it is.
Actually gave a lot of insightful information to us. I think we're both gonna probably take what you say and apply it for when we go to college and think about what we want to do.
Because we both want to do creative fields.
Yeah, I was super against getting a full-time job because I was like, oh, I'm throwing away my love for theater and I'm throwing away my love for art. And that is not true at all. You can fill both fields and feel fulfilled in both of them. You only regret the chances you don't take. So take them all.
That's what I always say. I always say YOLO, you only live once.
A little motto.
Thank you. I hope you have a great rest of your evening and thank you for talking to us.
You're so welcome. Bye, girls.
Bye.
Wow, that was a really insightful discussion. We would now like to move on to our next interview section with our guest, Alec Lugo.
Hi, Miyabi. Hi, Jolynn. I am Alec Lugo, and originally from California, and then I lived in Hawaii for a while, and then I live in Oregon now.
Did you go to school for theater?
I did go to school for theater. I went to school for theater, and I also went to school for film and video production.
Wow, that's both of us combined.
Because Jolynn's really into film.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm pretty involved in the video production program at my school.
Very, very cool. Well, yes, I do many of those sort of digital things as well as theater things, and I sort of have combined the two into a Frankenstein of a career.
So what do you do for work specifically?
My main gig that I have is that I am the photo video designer at Portland Center Stage, where I serve as sort of the organization's photographer and videographer and occasional designer of various other things. Sometimes it's graphics, sometimes it's sound, but it's always for the purposes of marketing. And then I'm also a freelancer in my own right, and I do graphic design and videography and photography and various other forms of media arts. And I am also a theater maker. So I'm an actor. I've been a stagehand, a production assistant. I've been many, many things. I've gotten to kind of work in theater and work in nonprofit arts, utilizing my media production background, as well as my passion and love for being in this work to sort of make a living off of that.
No, I think that's really cool that you combined your passion for videography and then your passion for acting, because I've actually never heard that before, because I feel like when it's combined, it's usually photography and filmmaking, or it's singing and acting. I think that's really cool that you combined acting and filmmaking together like that.
So many of us in this industry I like to use the term multi-hyphenate, where you just have a bunch of different skill sets, right? I know a lot of people who are actors, but they're also prop designers or they're also set designers. It's hard to have just one thing. There are so many ways that creative jobs can merge themselves into each other. I don't really see myself doing a whole heck of a lot of other things and getting a lot of joy out of them in the way that I get a lot of joy out of what I do here.
What were the biggest challenges that you faced, especially starting out or even now? What are challenges that you face in your field?
networking, right? Like, who do you know? Like, who knows you? The ways that we work as artists, it's partially about who are you connected with? Who do you know? Like, where can you find this information? Like, I was like, I guess I'll look on Facebook and see if there's any like audition Facebook groups. And then I found an audition and I'm like, I guess I'll go to that one. And then I went to that one and then I meet people there and I meet other producers, and then working on those shows, I meet other people who work on other shows and other theaters that do other things. And then I go to those theaters and I audition for those theaters and I meet the people there. And it's just it takes a long time to sort of build up that network. And it also takes a lot of encouragement from yourself and other people to keep going to those things, because they're not always like, you don't always land something the first time.
Why do you think the arts or like creative fields in general is like important in society?
I saw what art could do. Like, it wasn't always just like big bouncy funny musicals, right? Like, it was art that was about people and about people's lives and telling stories that maybe didn't get told, and more so over, right? Like, it's this innate desire to want to be creative, to want to make something.
Well, thank you so much for taking your time.
Yeah, it's been lovely chatting with you. I'm glad that you reached out. I can't even remember what I just told y'all. I hope that it was coherent.
It will be great. People will enjoy it.
Yay! Well, I hope it means something to the people who listen to it. And if y'all want to send me a link to it, that'd be super cool too.
A lot to us too. Thank you.
Okay. Thank y'all. Yeah, thank y'all so much. Have a great day. Bye.
Hi guys, we're back
We're Sofa Talk.
And we're wearing pink.
again. So, what stigmas have you encountered in wanting to pursue art as a career?
Well, for me, I always have felt like I was less than like my friends who really wanted to go into STEM or like public health, because I feel like those careers are viewed as like you're contributing more to like society, which I do want to contribute to society. And I want to like be viewed as like successful. People view people that go into the arts as like you're not really contributing as much to society in a way, or like you're very vain. And I don't want to be viewed as that. Is something that I had to overcome.
I would say mine is more for like parents and teachers. Like, my dad and mom don't really want me to go into an unstable career or a career that they view as unstable, which, you know, is just out of like concern for me and wanting me to make money. And my dad also just likes STEM careers, so he wants me to be a mathematician. But other than that, I think just adults and teachers who want the best for me have discouraged me from pursuing arts as a career because of societal stigma, but also just financial insecurities.
Why should people consider being in this field of work?
Because it is fun, and because you can create things and make people feel things with your art. And just like, I think the world would be so boring if we didn't have the arts like theater and singing. And I think people should do it because it's fun. But has a mathematician ever said math was like fun? And of course, for every like performer, we need other people to hold up society, because not everyone can be making art, and for our civilization to go forward. But I think more people should consider it, at least.
I think the arts, it's just really fun. And like I've never been a person that wants to have like a 9-to-5 type of job. Like, I don't want to feel like stuck or like trapped and contained. I always like wanted to have a career or a job that is like truly what I'm happy about and like I'm passionate about to do. And that's not for everyone though, because I feel like some people prefer a 9-to-5 where they can just like stop thinking about their job after they clock out, and then they can go and like live the rest of their day and like have their hobbies that they do, and like work is just like something they do just for money. But for me, I've always wanted what I wanted to do to be something that I really cared about. But again, that's not for everyone.
A lot of times people just don't even consider it as a career choice, and I think we need to give kids more hope into encouraging them into what they want to do.
I feel like it all starts like from when you're a kid. I've seen a lot of my senior friends who are graduating this year like really tell me like they don't know what they want to do with their life. Like, they don't know like what they're passionate about, like what they want their careers to be. And I feel like a lot of high schoolers face that difficulty. And I feel like it all starts with like school, because like school isn't a place where you're kind of like able to find what you're passionate about. And like some people are really passionate in like calculus and chemistry, but most people only take those classes because they kind of have to, or they, want to have that on their high school resume that they took those hard classes. And that's not necessarily like a field that they want to go in. We're just not encouraged enough in school to find out like about our passions. And I think everyone has like a level of creativity to them. I think everyone can be creative, and I just don't think we're encouraged enough to do that.
Kids don't know what they want to do because they see careers as like 9-to-5 jobs and like boring, or they just can't see themselves doing these conventional lines of work that they feel like they're forced into, like becoming a doctor. Like I know a lot of people who want to be a doctor, but they're not really passionate about it. But that's because they don't see other careers as possibilities. Because I feel like everyone can find something that they truly love. And I feel like a lot of teenagers just aren't given that opportunity to explore those things. And yeah, we can say, oh, we have this club and this club, but I don't think our school system is doing a very good job at showing us what we can do in the future.
Will you find satisfaction in that career, and will it be fulfilling? Wait, let me say that again. Will you find satisfaction in that career, and will it be fulfilling?
If I was a movie director or a screenwriter, I think I definitely would find it fulfilling, because I've watched so many TV shows and movies that have like genuinely impacted me and like shaped my worldview on things, and I would love to be a part of that for someone else.
Yeah, I would also agree with that. I like art, especially like performing arts like on stage, but also like physical arts like ceramic or painting. Like
Dun dun dun.
Thank you for joining us and having this conversation. Thank you for being our mediator, Fungvi.
I feel like this has been a very insightful discussion, and I would like to encourage all young people to join the arts and not be afraid for pursuing it as a career.
And Fungvi, what is your social media for them to follow you?
I'm Instagram at _PNGUYXN.
My Instagram is mia.saru.
And this is my YouTube channel, so please subscribe, like, and comment. And my Instagram is also babyyjolynn, baby with 2 Y's. And if you want to see more of the Soho Talks podcast, we might make another podcast.
Please like and subscribe.
Okay, bye!
Bye.